Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com. So, here in San Diego, just finished my workouts, doing a couple of videos here, and I was listening to a quote. I heard this quote today from Benjamin Franklin. I don't remember the exact quote. In fact, I don't think I heard it as the exact quote, but essentially what Benjamin Franklin said is the way to happiness is to augment your means and diminish your wants. And I thought that's such a great, concise way of explaining something, a really important financial concept. A lot of people that are struggling financially don't seem to understand this. And this is really one of the key things in life that's going to make you happy and prevent a lot of problems in your life, especially marital problems, because the number one cause of marital conflict and fights is money, worry over money. And so if you can get this concept down, you're going to live a lot happier life, and you're going to be a lot more successful. So a lot of people try to focus on the augmenting their means part, and that's fine. You know, you should definitely be trying to augment your means. You should be trying to make more money. But a lot of people don't realize that diminishing their wants will also achieve the same. In fact, it's better because it's easier to do. And if you can do both of these at the same time, then you're really going to have success. Then it's going to become super easy. So if you are struggling, if you're having trouble, if you don't feel like you have enough money or you're just scraping by, I challenge you to try to think in terms of doing both of these things instead of just one of them. Because a lot of people, like I said, just think about doing one of these things, and especially neglect the diminishing your wants. I've talked about this a lot. I've talked about, I mean, this is kind of a Stoic principle, right? If you know me, you know I'm a pretty big Stoic, and I believe a lot of the Stoic philosophy. But the idea is it's pretty simple. So how does this apply? How can you do this? Well, I'm giving you some ways to augment your means. Hopefully, if you're watching these videos, if you've bought my How to Market Yourself as a Software Developer course or my 10 Steps to Learn Anything Quickly course, maybe that's helped you to augment your means. If you're looking for other ways to do that, I'll give you a quick one, which is cut out the TV watching and spend that time working on something else, like a side project, and improving yourself, personal development, improving your education, improving your skills and ability. You'll definitely augment your means if you do that, I promise you. But let's talk about diminishing your wants a little bit. So if you diminish your wants, how can you do that? Well, most of us have a lot more than we really need. And here's a good exercise, right? If you want to try this sometime, try going for like a week eating this is a Stoic practice, basically eating crappy food, like, in fact, almost starving, like hardly eating any food, and I don't know, make your life hard, like work out every day, run every day, get less sleep than you want, you know, get only like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, make your life really difficult, wear the same clothes if you could. I mean, that might not be practical if you're going to work, but you get the idea. Make your life difficult for a little bit and see how that goes. What you'll find in doing that is that, you know, life isn't as bad that way as it could be. There's still happiness, there's still joy, all the kind of material things that you think you need. You don't really need that much. You could be okay without them. Sure, they're nice to have, but you could be okay without them. When you realize that, then it can help you to downgrade your means a little bit so that you can live on less. And a lot of people don't realize, I mean, you could downsize your house. It is a possibility. You could get rid of that car that you have car payments on. I know you need a car, but honestly, you could get a cheaper car. You could. I've done it. You know, I have one car, me and my wife. I mean, I make a lot of money, and we have one car and it's 11 years old. Is it 11? Yeah, 11 years old. 2005 Toyota Corolla. So I'm telling you, it could be done. So, but here's the thing. If you could do both of these things, imagine what could happen. So I'm just going to paint a scenario here. Whatever your financial situation is, okay, pretend like what would happen if you got a raise of, just say, 10%, right? You made 10% more. You figured out some way to make 10% more. Maybe a side business, maybe you got a raise, whatever it is. And then you cut your expenses, your monthly expenses, by, let's say, I'm going to say 30%, because you can always cut more there. It's always easier at first because you can make immediate changes to do that, right? Everyone in your family doesn't need unlimited data on their cell phone plans. You don't need cable TV, right? You don't need a big giant house or new car. You could downsize that stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that you could cut out. You don't have to eat out at restaurants ever. You can cook your own food, right? And you can buy it cheap. So imagine what would happen if you did that. If you increased your means by 10% and you decreased, you augmented your means by 10% and you diminished what you needed by 30%. Now you'd have plenty, right? You'd have more than enough. You could save money, you could start investing, right? You could start preparing for your future. But what you're gonna find more than anything is you'd be overall a lot more happy, because you wouldn't ever stress about money, because you're thinking about your checkbook, right? For those of you that have to balance your checkbook, you should never have to balance your checkbook. You should always have enough money in there. I don't care how much money you make or how little money you make. You should always have enough in there where you don't ever have to worry and say, I wonder if I have enough money to write this check. And that, and you could say, yeah, that's easy for you to say, John, but hey, I've done it when I was poor. I did, because I always lived way below my means. And I always tried to augment my means at the same time. So that's all you got to do. Just imagine how your life changes and how much less stressful it is and how nice that would feel. Yeah, you might be operating at a little lower means. Maybe you're not having his quote nice life, but it's a worthwhile trade. Trust me on this. Not having that stress will be well worth paying that price. And if you can learn to do that, you're going to enable yourself to accomplish more. You find once you get that stress, that monkey off your back of financial worry, because you know that you can live on less and you are doing it, and you know that you can augment your means, it's going to become a lot easier to augment your means. And that's the cool thing about it, because all that stress, all that time you spend worrying about money puts you in the scarcity mentality. And that scarcity mentality is a really bad place to be, because when you're in that mentality, you don't see opportunities. Instead, you're grasping things tight. You're trying to hold on to them, right? Instead of seizing opportunities, instead of finding new opportunities, you're holding on to what you have, and that's survival. It's a bad place to be. It's not plentiful. It's not a place from gratitude. It's not a place where you're able to increase. So anyway, just thought I would give you that tip here. Benjamin Franklin had a good grasp on life, and especially financial matters. And so if you can accomplish both of those things, if you can augment your means and diminish your needs, you will find life to be much happier, much more pleasant, and you'll find yourself moving from this scarcity mindset to the abundance mindset, which is critical to achieve the level of success that I know that you desire. So if you like this video, if you'd like to see more videos on financial things, let me know. Leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel. Talk to you next time. Take care.